or a psychology major, you might come together with another person and go into a junior high school and actually talk to young people about issues of sexuality, because who are they going to listen to better than somebody who's not very much older than they are themselves? If you're a student athlete, you're going to show your community what it's like to dedicate yourself to the outward image of a school at the same time that you are a scholar and dedicating yourself to becoming the kind of person that our institution wants you to be. So we create two kinds of servers, I think. Those who serve for its own sake. One of my students, for instance, regularly tutors non-national adults who come to our country and want to become citizens and want to work here at Loyola, at Ignatius Parish in Greenwich Village. Every week she goes down and works with people to give them the skills they need to get a job. She's been away from Loyola for 15 years. And she does this because she wants to. And I could give you tons of examples like that. And there are some that serve within their career. I have one alum, he works for the Catholic worker movement in New York City, has done so for years, ever since he graduated. Have another alum who's a neurologist. He is so bright, and he's at the top of his field, and he's not even 40 yet. But he told me last week about a young woman who is paraplegic, and she's also got brain issues from an accident. And she comes down every morning for therapy with nurses and a group of neurologists. And they bring her breakfast to her, and at the end that she's supposed to eat at the end of the session, and nobody stays to feed it to her. And he realized that. So this neurologist, who's the star of the department, took it upon himself to feed her every morning without fail. And let me tell you, he takes grief from his colleagues because this is not what a neurologist does, but he doesn't care. He wants this girl to have someone to help her eat, and they have struck up, quite a friendship. Along with that, we have the constant effort to improve. And our Evergreen talked about that. Our motto says that, be more. The Army says, be all you can be. We say, strive for the Majas, the more. So that has to do with our mission never to stop learning. Don't stop taking action on what you learn, either in school or out. The world changes, and we can't remain constant. We have to continue to learn and keep up with it if we are going to be whole citizens, and if we are going to be the intellects that Loyola produces and remain the intellects that Loyola produces. So when do we start all this good stuff? You've got the beginning in your folders. In a book by Mark Haddon called The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. This is our common text this year. It was chosen by a group of faculty, administrators, and students. And we want you to read it before you come back in the fall. Read it at the beach. Give it to your parents. Give it to your best friend. It's a good read. It's a fast read. It doesn't mean it's a light read necessarily, even though it's enjoyable. The discussion questions and the questions at the end of the book will help you make sense of it. And then when you come to Loyola, you can be ready to talk about it on the next morning after you arrive with your evergreens, with your advising group, with your academic advisor. You'll even talk about it in your first year program classes and other classes as well. For those among you who are really brave, we are sponsoring, along with it, a contest. It is an essay contest. I will send you the prompt after our last orientation, which will be shortly, July 2nd. So everybody has the same amount of time to do it. And the really brave ones among you will show who you are, will show your courage in sharing your ideas by writing an essay in response to the prompt. And Those folks will get an invitation to a special luncheon. They will be put in competition for a monetary prize that will take a good chunk out of your book bill, I hope, and also towards getting yourself known as somebody who's ready to talk ideas before they even set foot on campus as a group. And so you will be the leaders among our students. You will be the young people who show that you're not afraid to put your foot forward and explore ideas together and do dialogue in a true intellectual sense. And this happens outside the classroom, because this is the thing that I want to leave you with. Loyola has activities outside the classroom for students that are better than just about any school in our range. You know, we're about 3,700 undergrads. I laughingly tell parents, your students can get a good undergraduate education if they go to if they just go to lectures and concerts and theater here. I wouldn't say try it, your teachers wouldn't be too happy. You'd get an alternate education, but it would be a good one. But don't think that learning takes place just in the classroom. If you're going to help create a learning community here, take advantage of what happens outside of the classroom. You bring it into the classroom. You bring it into the dormitories for debates and talks with your friends. Some of the most fun you can have in college is fighting with each other about good things. So I hope that you will become a very daring intellectual, that you'll have a wonderful beginning to your school year, and that I'll get to know each and every one of you soon.
Thank you, Dean McGinnis and Dean Meraki. All right, so it's the moment some of you have been waiting for and the moment some of you are dreading. Students, it's time to say goodbye to your parents. Mom, Dad, you'll see them again, I promise. But this is that letting go process. So before people get up and move, before folks get up and move, first year students, on your folder you have that group number. Our wonderful evergreens are outside the doors holding up signs with your group number. You need to head on out and find your group. Parents, you stay put in this room.